Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, the generous donations, super thanks, super chats, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy, and then we'll just see what the message the Spirit has for us this morning or whenever you happen to see this. Somebody's thinking about, it's like there was a period in there was a little gap in the ring. Somebody's thinking about who they were working with before they started to lose everything. Self-respect, confidence, love, relationships, how people saw them, even their money. Somebody had to stop and think about where they were, like where they used to be and where they're at now. And they had to be real with themselves about that in between. Bottom of the deck, the star. Hey, LP. Hey, Ayana. Hey, Addie. How are you? Yeah, see, somebody used to be the star. And like I said, they had to look back and think about where they were before all of this conflict began. Somebody was living in a fantasy, and they realize that now, because now they are thinking logically about this group, about this family, about these people that were lying to them, lying about them. These were these enemies. See, they started giving away way too much of themselves. And now they're losing everything. They lost everything. Hey, Starseed. Okay, I will. I will, Mike Taylor. Absolutely. See, it has something to do about one particular partnership, and about somebody being realistic with themselves and looking at this partnership. Because now somebody's realizing that what they invested in has brought them a lot of hardship. Hey, love rules supreme. And it wasn't worth it. Now that I think about everything, it wasn't worth it. They're thinking about you. How you always told them the right thing. How you could foresee things and you could get them on the right track. How you were just somebody that they needed to be around. They needed to be connected to. How you are still having victory in your life. Hey, Sagittarius goddess. You kept this person inspired. You kept this person on the right track. You made these good judgment calls when it came to this person, but for some reason, they decided that they were going to listen to someone else. They decided that they was going to accept what someone else had to say and put that over you. Now they're realizing that was the wrong way to go. They should have listened. They should have been wise. They should have factored in that they were winning, and you just don't go from the winning team and then all of a sudden, you playing with the bad news Bears and then think that you're still going to win. See, somebody realizes that they was a fool, that they was acting foolish. whenever they decided that they was just going to jump ship, go in a whole new direction. See, they thought that they could trust somebody, but they realized they couldn't trust that person at all. Hey, Baby Yoda speaks. Now this person realizes not only should they not have trusted that person, but they should have defended you against what this witch was saying. But instead, they bought into what the witch was saying, and that's how they got stuck and caught up. This person, they're feeling a lot of stress with these 10 of Wands. They're feeling a lot of stress, and they're afraid. It's like now this person, they want to start over with you because they have clarity. They see things totally differently. They see things realistically now. Hey, Malcolm. No longer living in la la land. No longer believing the blah, blah, blah. This person, now they see things realistically. Now they're being honest with themselves. Now they're ready to be honest with you. Because you were wondering why they was making these choices. You know, you even told this person, stop. You're gonna get messed up. You even told this person to stop making these unwise choices. You told this person what was to come. But see, this person, they didn't have the courage. They didn't have the courage to stand up to this bully. They didn't even have the courage to tell you they were being bullied. Had they told you that they were being bullied, you would have stood up for this person. But you know what? This person was feeling a certain way because it's almost like somebody was telling them, like this could have been, let's just say, as an example, a mother with her son. The son was being bullied and afraid to tell the mother because they knew that the mother was going to get down to the bottom of it, but they didn't want to hear what was behind that, saying, oh, you a mama's boy. Your mama had to come in. But see, now they're realizing that things are not always on a physical level. They realize that mama was a spiritual gangster. They realizing they should have went to that mama and said, this is what the hell is happening in my life. Because they knew that mother would have tore some shit down. See, they were afraid, so they faked the funk and they acted like they was okay celebrating with this demonic energy. They acted like they was okay being around this as opposed to leaving, as opposed to gaining balance back in their life. But now what they're doing is they are in this source of pain. They hate where they're at. They're trying to figure out why. Hey, Aisha. They're trying to figure out what was they really looking for. What they should have done was been faithful. They should have honored this relationship. They should have pursued this couple. I mean, this relationship. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic couple. Now what they're doing is they're having to sit back and watch. They're having to sit back and watch somebody grow and go on with their life. They're watching this Empress be abundant. Now somebody is like I said, they're using their discernment of who they should have left behind and who they should have worked with. Somebody had to stop and think about where they were when they was at their best and who they were working with when they started losing it all. They're realizing this, who they collaborated. And those same people that they collaborated with, they're feeling all 10 swords in their back. Something about this opportunity that's coming up. Somebody has to be careful even talking about new opportunities that are coming up, because they know that there's going to be somebody there that's going to try and throw some shit in the game, trying to fuck up their new opportunities because they don't want somebody to be happy. They don't want this person to be happy. They're realizing that these secret enemies were not just secret enemies to you, but they're secret enemies to them too. Somebody's worked a long time to get where they're at, to get this type of position with this company. They've worked a long time. They put in some time, some effort. And this is what they deserve. This is what they want. They think about what it is that they truly want. And they just want things to go back to where they were. They want that stability again. See, they didn't think that them not noticing what they had with you was gonna that they was gonna be able to lose everything so quickly. But they're realizing that them not paying attention to what all the moving parts, how that really transpired. They was thinking because shit was happening so fast that it was going in the right direction. No, shit was happening so fast because, a toilet flushes. It only takes a second for the toilet to flush, but everything goes down the drain. They're realizing that their life was like a toilet flushing. There was a lot of action, but it ended a lot of shit. They shit went down the fucking drain. This person, they want to come to you. They want to talk to you. They want to get things back on the right track with you. Because they know that how they treated you, that disrespect that was too disrespectful for you, they know that was not right. Hey, Latasha, Grand Rising. You was very nurturing with this person. You were the reason that this person had so much prosperity in their life. And it's not just the money thing. This person is realizing their happiness was not just tied around money. They were doing good financially, but it was because they felt good, because they was on the right track, because they were following universal and spiritual laws, because they were being blessed when they were around you. You was praying for this person. You was giving this person, hey, you know what, I saw this in my mind's eye. I felt this. You was sharing this stuff with this person. But for whatever reason, this person decided that they was going to cut you out. The one that was their biggest cheerleader. The one that was in their corner. The one that made them feel good about being them. And they could be them unapologetically. You encourage them. Be yourself. Don't be somebody else. Be you. This person feels a huge loss. This person feels out of balance. They thought that it was going to be more fun to be with somebody who said, I can create something out of nothing. And they're realizing that person could not. That person could not create something out of nothing. That person created loss, disappointment, disillusionment. Hey, Mike Miller. Hey, Sagittarius Goddess. I'm not sure if I spoke to you already. See, this person had to go within. They had to go within and find themselves again because they lost who they were. They lost sight of who they were. They had to be real with themselves. They had to think about the shit that they did. They had to think about the shit that they did to you. They had to think about everything, like who was really there to help them and who was truly there to bring them down. Now this person is thinking about moving. This is what they want to do. They just want to move away from these bad actors. And they know that them moving is the best thing for them. That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to leave these people, turn around and not look back. Because with the 10 of Cups and the 7 of Cups, they want to go back to you. They want to come back to you. You are their happiness. You were the one that brought them joy. What's the message, Spirit? It's too many. What's the message? This person realizes that, yeah, they should have used their intuition. And you know what? They realized that when they was listening to these bad actors, it was like intuition. That collector don't got no damn intuition. What are you talking about? They looking at the news. They doing this. They wishing upon a star. They doing this. They doing that. They realized they should not have listened to that person or those people. They should have realized, you know what? They already had their wish fulfillment. They didn't, when you happy, what you going to do? Leave somebody that makes you happy so you can be happier? When you already have what you need, what you going to do? Leave somebody that gives you everything so you can go get more? You already got what you need. You already happy. You're already in a good space. You're already in a good place. For you to think that you can leave somebody and go get more, that's called greed. That's called not appreciating what you have. That's called you need to lose everything so you can appreciate everything that you left and lost. That's what that's called. That's called hardship. That's what that's called. You need to experience what it is to be without so you can appreciate what you had. And look at now what you don't have. Someone had to think about who the fuck they worked with. Confirmation. And how they should have protected you because you invested in them. How they should have stood 10 toes down with your ass because you stood 10 toes down with their ass. Did you know what? Yes, you're very intuitive. Yes, you psychic. Yes, but you always kept this person out of trouble. They didn't go through some unnecessary bullshit because they allow somebody to get in their mind and in their ear and in their head to think, oh, you only have $1 billion? How would you like to have $1 trillion? Somebody realizes now they fell for the trick. They fell for the old okie doke. They fell for the banana and the tailpipe bullshit. Hey, Crystal Healing Self-Love. They should have been wise and using logic. Logic. You see everything that you already got. You know what's going on because you was the one that was there. They should have used logic, especially when it came to this family. You saw everything that took place. You know who the hidden, instead of sitting there listening to somebody lying to you and lying about the collective. Oh, collective, they was this, they not safe around kids. They this and that. Oh, and they steal and they lie. Somebody realized they should have used fucking logic when it and their own wisdom when it came to believing somebody else's bullshit. You sat there and saw this shit. You was involved in this shit. But you want to believe some lies about it? About collective? That's why God said, hold my beer. Let me knock all this motherfucker shit off the table and let them understand that now they ain't got shit. You was very generous with this person. You was the one that hyped this person up. You was this person's biggest cheerleader, but instead they want to believe the fucking devil. That's why they lost it all. 22 on the clock. That's why they lost it all. Because they was not balanced. They wasn't using wisdom. They was not using logic. They wasn't using discernment. They was acting blind, deaf, and fucking dumb. They was applying or trying out for the movie Dumb and Dumber. And you know what the sad part is? They didn't even get the dumb role. They got the dumber role. The one who's dumber than dumb. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? And now they sitting here feeling stupid, feeling dumb, feeling ignorant, looking crazy, looking like they probably ain't bathed in a week because they may not have, feeling depressed, looking like they done aged. Hey, J. Mike, confirmation. Looking like they done aged to 20 years. Looking just out of this world, like people like, get away from me. What the fuck? Get away from me. Yeah. They sat there and listened to some Empress in reverse, didn't use their discernment, and instead of sitting back thinking about some shit with the hangman in reverse, they went full throttle. They was like, what? This person did this to me? Oh, man. This person did that? Oh, damn it. No, I don't remember any of that. But I'm going to take your word for it, though. Because if you said it, it's got to be true. Hello? Anybody in there? One of those types of things. It's like, hello? Is there anybody in it? Can you, anybody there? It's like if you was there. Like, what the fuck are you believing? Now they thinking about this decision And they realizing they was not diplomatic with you at all. They was very, very disrespectful. Like I said, their level of disrespect was so disrespectful. You said you too fucking disrespectful. There was a saying back in the day, whenever I was growing up, people were like, "Oh, you too strong." Like, you too out of your mind. You too strong. You too fucking disrespectful. And they realizing now how long they have been fucking disrespectful. All because they was afraid to stand up to some fucking fool. Because they was afraid of looking like a fool. You look like a fool not following your own fucking logic. You don't look like a fool because you choose not to believe somebody else's foolish ways, and you choose not to believe somebody else's foolish words, and you choose not to follow somebody else's foolish actions. That's not when you look like a fool. You look like a fool when you follow a fool. Fool? What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, somebody realized they didn't do any homework at all. They wasn't looking at nothing. Maybe this person was just looking at the lint that was in their belly button or something. I don't know. But they realize that now they should have been collaborating with you. You was the one who truly cared about this person. You was the one who cared. Not some old asshole. The asshole don't care about shit. That's all the asshole care about is shit. That's it. What's the message, Spirit? This person is sitting there thinking about, they cannot believe how much conflict that they brought to you for no fucking reason. Because they wasn't thinking. Because they was too scared. Like, and it's got to be embarrassing. It's got to be very, very embarrassing. Like, damn, I can't believe I did all this. This person, they couldn't wait to leave. Now they can't wait to come back. Like they say, a difference that a day will make. Yeah. And then this person now, it's like now they're ready to give to you equally. You have been given to them. You gave more to them than they gave to you. You did a lot more for them than they have ever done for you. But yet they going to allow somebody else to push them around and to be around you, talking about oh no, you need to fear that. Yeah, if I was you, I would stay close, far away from that. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. They see he's sitting here thinking about everything, everybody they work with. They were sitting here trying to create these lies, these stories about you. Like, for what? Like, is that what you spent your time on? That's what you was doing. That's what was important to you? Okay. But yet now that you done lost everything, self-respect, the respect of the community, the little bit of courage that the collective helped you get, that shit is gone. Now you feeling, oh, I'm afraid. Afraid to speak up, afraid to stand up, afraid of what people's gonna say about you. Guess what? They talking NT way, ain't they? They talking about your ass. They talking about you. They talking about collective. They talking about they each other. Anyway, So what the fuck you caring about what somebody got to say about you? Speak, say it. Because if your ass is that fucking bored and your life is that sad that all you can do is talk about collective, we doing something right. Don't hate us because we beautiful. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, it's all in choices. Somebody had planned something. Somebody planned it. Yes, this group, they planned this. This coven got together and they planned to have somebody on the outside to feel like they was going to leave the person that was balancing their life out. They planned that shit. Now somebody's thinking about this family and thinking back to where they were and when their life started going to hell in a fucking handbasket, and how quick it was that they lost every fucking thing. Because God said, let me tell you something. You want to be of the world? Go right on ahead. God said, my collective may live in the world, but is not of the world. But if you want to be of the world, you go right on ahead. I'm going to take everything that my collective gave to you, and I'm going to let you start over from scratch. Then somebody woke up to who was nurturing them, who was helping them, who was standing 10 toes down for them. Then somebody want to understand what was going on, especially whenever they feeling the pain. The pain that they tried to cause you, all because some jealous motherfuckers. And you know what? What's sad is they want to send you a message, but you don't know how to take it. They put themselves out there. You don't know how to take it. They want to have a new start. They talking about they see the truth now, but you don't know if they really do see it or they just what they say, reaching for straws. They don't know. They free falling. So they just trying to find something or somebody to hold on to. But just like when somebody's drowning, you never can save somebody who is drowning because they just trying to reach and they're going to pull you down. You was trying to teach this person how to fucking swim. You was trying to teach this person how to fucking fish. You was trying to teach this person about spirituality. You was trying to teach this person the important things in life so they wouldn't feel like I'm drowning. I don't know what's going on. My life, help, help. Now they want to sit there and think about, well, damn, you know what? I was really good when collective was in my life. Now they want to sit here and think about, how they should have celebrated with you, but instead they want to sit there and celebrate with some other motherfuckers that want to try and curse you just because some other motherfuckers is jealous of you. You didn't even give a shit about that. What's the message, Spirit? Confirmation. You didn't even give a shit about that. And this is what this person is thinking about. Everything that somebody else is like, well, you know what? If you leave collective, they're going to fall all the way down. And what did they sit there and watch you do? Catapult to the top? But they're going to lose all their money. What did they see you do? God bless you with the consolation motherfucking prize. well, you know, they not gonna know what to do because they ain't got nobody around. What did you do? They're talking about, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. I have so much peace. God is around me. My ancestors are here. They were sitting there watching you go out, smiling, cheesing, taking pictures. What did they think that was going to happen to you? Shit, it was like really this person sitting there thinking, damn, you know what? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like collective life then got a hell of a lot better. Hey, Hypsee. Hey, the soul archetype. Now they feel stupid because they see that your life went up. The same time their life went in the toilet. They waking up like, oh, I thought I heard another toilet flush. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, this King of Cups now realizes that confirmation, they should have been a whole lot more diplomatic with you. They should have showed some respect. They should have put some respect on your fucking name. Especially whenever you was letting them know about this motherfucking bully. Especially when you was letting them know about this bully. Hey, Devery. Like I said, somebody had to go within and they had to look at themselves. It had nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. You got victory over this fool. You the one who didn't give a shit about what these foolish people said and what these foolish people did. You never gave a fuck. That's when this person started sitting back saying, damn, I think I should have been a little more courageous. I should have stood 10 toes down for collective. I should have stopped this bullshit of me trying to get the fuck away from them. Now they want to put their swords down and now they want to come back to you. They want to ask for some peace, forgiveness. Now they want balance in their life. Now they want to celebrate with you like they did before. But they are afraid that you're going to tell them, fuck no, this shit ain't going to go. Hey, Create. They don't know what you're going to say. Just like you didn't know what the fuck they was going to say. They don't know what you're going to do, just like you didn't know what they was going to do. They don't know how you were going to act, just like that you didn't know how they was going to act. Like I said, somebody want to send you a message, but you feel like you need to be cautious because you don't know who they are anymore. With this moon card, you don't know who the fuck they are anymore. What the fuck they really trying to do? All you know is that the wheel of fortune is no longer turning in their favor. They didn't think about that. They didn't think about that move before they was thinking about their last move. See, sometimes people have a bad tendency of just thinking one step ahead. Instead of just thinking one step ahead, challenge yourself. Think 20 steps ahead. Well, if this don't work out like this, like the way I'm thinking it's going to work, because remember, don't nobody pay you to fucking think. If this don't work out this way, the way I'm thinking it's going to work, what if it worked this other way? The way that people told me, oh, it'll never work like that. What if it does work just like that? What if I make this move, but collective make this move? And so if I make this move and collective make this other move, and then I make this move and collective make this move, what the fuck am I going to do? maybe I should just stay my ass right where the fuck it's at and tell that other group, y'all go on ahead. I'm good right here. I don't need to be better. You know, that's like somebody being famous and then they leave it, they throwing it all away because then they want to be famous. No, at that point, it's not called famous. It's called infamy. You're going down in infamy. Oh, because you didn't appreciate what you had. You didn't appreciate who was in your corner. You didn't appreciate anything. But I bet you appreciate that shit now. Talk about, like in that movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. When Dan Aykroyd finally woke back up in that plush bed, it's like, oh, thank God it was just a awful dream. Jeeves, I dreamt that someday. And he waking up like, damn, that shit was not even a fucking dream. Somebody's waking up like this shit was a fucking nightmare. They should have stayed in that plush little life that they had with that comfy bed and that good life and everything, because now they trying to escape. They trying to transition, get out of being stuck. They asking for forgiveness for trying to fuck you up. Ain't that something? They allowed their mouth to write a check that ass cannot cash, and now they trying to ask for some forgiveness when they was trying to take you down. This is writing a check that ass can't cash. And now they afraid that you gonna tell them hell to the motherfucker no. See, that this person did not think that they didn't see that this fool had a vision for them, had a plan for them. They didn't think that fool had a plan for them. They had to find out the hard way. Oh, I've been set up. Somebody saw that I didn't have the courage that I needed. I didn't have that heart, that strength that I needed. And so they sat there and was telling me about this great big old plan that they had, this teamwork, and I couldn't see right through what the fuck they was talking about. Hey, Valkyrie, how are you? Thank you so much. Now somebody's made a judgment call that, you know what? You smarter than what you look. And you got logic too. And how they tried to come against you. They tried to deceive you, thinking that you didn't know what the hell was going on. But see, this person is now getting clarity that they didn't see what was going on when you saw it the whole time. The whole time. Like I said, this person had this fantasy that they was going to get more money, more power, more prestige, more fame than what they already had. They thought that they was going to be famouser. They thought they was going to go from a billionaire to being a trillionaire, only to find out that they lost it all. All of it. Only to find out somebody talked them out they draws while they was walking in them. This is why that ass is so embarrassed. People was like, you just had draws on. What you mean? You just walked straight from here to there. And what you mean? While you was walking, now you ain't got none? What the hell? I know you feel stupid. Oh well. Oh well. Some people like to learn the hard way. Some people like to learn the hard way. And if that's how they want to learn, let them learn that way. But the plan fell apart. What can you do? Pray for them. Wish them well. But don't let them drag you down, because like I said, if they don't know how to swim and they hoping that you save them, all they're going to do is pull you down. Now somebody is sweating bullets. Because you know what? They fucked up with the Empress. But you told them. They was warned. You told them. Now they feel like their life is ruined for coming for you. And they have to sit with themselves. And this changed their entire destiny. Now they want to come back. Now they're coming back. They want to come back and they're looking like a grimy ass. And they learned the absolute truth about these people that they thought was more important than you. And the lies are exposed. They thought that they was gonna hold you down. Now they realize that you always bounce back, and they acted ignorant towards you and threw obstacles in your way. Something could have really popped off last June, or it's about to really pop off this June. Hey, Robert, how are you? Hey, Shane Shay, how are you, sweetie? Anything else? Anything else? No, we're going to leave it right there so I can jump on this other work computer, do my straight 8, and then we'll be back this evening doing another read. Let's go ahead and swing this pendulum. So go ahead and get your question, and let's see what the answer is. Okay? Looks like the answer is yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I love you all. And I look forward to seeing you this evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday, okay? All right. And let's see. Mike Taylor News, I'll look and see, okay? All right. All right, y'all. Bye now.